Remember, I say the responsibility is on you. No one is going to save you. By doing unrighteous things, you create a negative karmatic energy. Hi there, lovely people. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Still Growing. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And if you're a subscriber, you know how I feel about you. I appreciate you so much. Now, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, but the show must go on. We're talking about African spirituality, and I want to really get through these four great truths. I want to move on to discussing how do we practice African spirituality on a daily basis. African spirituality, great truth, number 3. So number 3 says, devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetter. Now, I just actually should explain this because I've been substituting the word fetter for shackles because fetter is an old word that I really don't use in my everyday language, and I don't think many people really know what it means. According to the dictionary, it's relating to some type of restraint, so handcuffs, leg iron, chains, shackled, something like that. So I choose to use the word shackle because I think it best describes the intention of the word. So great truth number 3, as your spirituality enlightens, there'll be many new feelings that develop within yourself, and you begin to see the world in a different light, more of where someone like a monk would be able to understand the world from. So basically, devotions purifies the personality by dissolving the ego, and you're able to discover the world as an enlightened individual. So devotion purifies the personality by dissolving the ego, and you begin to discover a world of enlightenment. However, you must keep in mind that along with your devotion, your actions are extremely important, and your actions must also be pure. Because when you're unrighteous, you shackle your personality and your consciousness. Remember, I say the responsibility is on you. No one is going to save you. By doing unrighteous things, you create a negative karmic energy, which basically stops the flow of your blessings because it causes you to be conscious of your ego, of yourself as an individual. Remember, we're one with the divine. We're all linked together through the flow of energy. You must be devoted to the divine in the proper way by understanding and discovering the divine as the very essence of oneself, here and now, not waiting for some future heaven. This is African spirituality, the spiritual awakening, which is freedom from the shackles that we create on ourselves, which is your own ego. Devotion leads you to freedom from your own egoism, your desires, and your individuality. For example, we see this in the African fable of Adam and Eve, where once Eve bit into that forbidden fruit, she began to notice that she's naked and therefore realize that she's now a sinful being. That's the whole idea of what happens when you're unrighteous, because at that stage you begin to be acting in your ego, and you begin to see yourself separating from the divine, and you begin to see yourself as an individual and other individuals that you can be greedy. That's where ideas of greed and selfishness develop. Instead of acting in righteousness and seeing yourself as one with the universe and one with the divine and one with your fellow human being, where the survival of one benefits the survival of the other. So I'm just going to leave it there for today in regards to African spirituality, the great truth number 3, devotion to the divine leads to freedom from your own shackles. I haven't gotten any feedbacks on my last few videos speaking about spirituality, African spirituality. I would love to be able to hear what you're all thinking. Those of you who have been watching the videos, would you like me to speak more on this topic? Because I do realize that other more social topics are usually more popular, but I do believe this is an important topic for us Black people. So if you are interested in me doing more videos in regards to African spirituality, please let me know what you think. Okay, until next time, please remember to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. And thank you so much. Peace and love. Bye-bye.